So, come close to this our conversation. So, I think I'm enjoying this a little too much, and I'll tell you what that thing is. So, say for instance, I'm in an open space, just out of my comfort zone, and I want to particularly use an official space. Maybe go for a conference, or you go for workshops, you go for conferences. Not that kind of scene, not in that kind of scenario where you would definitely have to network with people. Not that kind of scene. I'm talking about it's more like an open space where you meet human beings like you, whom you don't necessarily have to converse with, but then you see them. Not like you're walking on the road and you're seeing people, but this time is a setting where we're all seated, and there's one human being somewhere who deems it fit to not just look like a normal person would look, because we have the liberty to look at who we want to look at, what time we want to look at them. But this particular person deems it fit to stare right into your eyes and make it known to you that I am looking at you, sister. And oh, how I love that. How I love how bold a person can be to make such a statement. I love it because what comes after that is what many of you do not expect. And what is that? You just invited me into a staring competition, really, because when I start to look at you, it becomes an endless competition. And we continue to stare into our eyes. I mean, I stare at you so much that you begin to think that you're in a horror movie. And when I see that you're wondering why is this guy staring at me, I remind you with this same eye that you were the one that started this. And I'm not just looking at you with these eyes to compete alone, because of course it's a competition, but if I want to win, I cannot just be staring. I'll make facial expressions that does not necessarily make it look like it's a funny scene, and it doesn't also make it look like I'm being rude, but you're just going to be confused, and I'll stare at you because why are you looking at me like that? Am I the first person you've seen? And in fact, this is not the kind of look you give to someone you admire. This is the kind of look you're giving to a human being, like you're telling them they do not have the audacity to exist. That is how I interpret it, and that is why I'm reacting to it that way. So the next time you feel in your heart that you want to stare at someone, make sure that you've scanned to confirm that they are not like me. Because if peradventure you find that it is me, especially in this kind of scene, like I said, if it's in the workspace, we go for workshop conferences, we go to places where of course we need to network. You stare at me, the next thing I'll do is probably just walk up to you and give you a handshake and introduce myself and ask for your name. But if it is in a place where all of that, the scene does not demand all these activities, then you would be forced to go into a staring competition with someone you did not plan to do that with. So tread with caution.